You guys can hear me? Yes? Okay, good. Welcome as we get everybody together. I'm having some internet issues, so we'll see here. Andres and Damien, if you lose me, you take over and I'll come back, okay? All right, so let me start recording. To the cloud. Let me try to do live on YouTube. Let's see if it works. I'm going to choose my account. I'm going to choose it is training. Go live. Preparing to live stream the meeting from Zoom to YouTube. We'll see. It's quite slow, my connection. But preparing to live stream the meeting from, it is working. Perfect, perfect. Okay, got it. Okay. We'll wait another minute. Okay, do I have any volunteers to check the chat to moderate for class participation? Any volunteers?
I can do it.
Okay, fine. River will have you, and who else? We'll join him to moderate. Do I have any other volunteers to moderate the chat?
I can do it too.
Okay, Alex. Okay, River and Alex will moderate today. Just unmic yourself when it's appropriate. Let me know what any other questions come about. So I'll do today. Welcome. Today I want to approve your project proposals. And I'll go over some of the assignments that we'll have due for next week. We have a busy month ahead of us. On the 18th, we have our second exam that is in person, and I want to cover that material that will be there. I have opened up your grades. Do you see those? Let me know. Damien, do you see yours in the grades?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So I have the grades. I'll talk about how the grades were distributed and what percentage each part is, and then we'll go on from there. My goal is here. Okay, so we have majority of our class members here. So I'll begin to share my screen. And sharing my screen. Again, our exam is November 18th in class. Let me go to the what's due section. The what's due section, let me just start with what was due for today. Today is Wednesday, October 23rd. Your final project, part one. I will have each group present and I will approve which proposal, give you some feedback maybe to tweak one of your proposals. We'll see on that. And the readings were on Tech Guide 3 from the Wiley Adaptive today, the adaptive assignment on the Tech Guide 3 cloud assignments, and the Wiley quizzes, Tech Guide 3 cloud computing. You have 2 additional readings here on Azure, Microsoft, cloud computing, and Amazon being the 2 vendors here. So let me open up a new tab. And I'll open up Amazon also in a new tab. So if I think about cloud computing, I'm going to start with the Amazon, which is AWS, which stands for what, Damien, do you know?
I do not.
Okay, it stands for Amazon Web Services. And basically, you're familiar, Damien, right, with Amazon, I'm sure. And we know them basically for their e-commerce, right, sending us boxes and boxes full of accounts of product. But their most successful sector is their Amazon Web Services. This is the largest that they have, which is most profitable, and it's about what is cloud computing. I like for you to look at this website just in the front where it says cloud computing is on demand delivery instead of packages. It's of IT resources. Meaning, what are IT resources? My hardware, my software, and among my hardware is even my CPUs. If I need larger CPUs, I need several CPUs. I need machines with NPUs, GPUs. The go-to for many companies is AWS. And it's also pay-as-you-go pricing. What does it mean, pay-as-you-go pricing? Alex, have you ever heard the idea of pay-as-you-go pricing? Is that as I use their resources, I pay. If I stop using their resources, I don't have to pay any longer. It's different in terms if I rent an apartment and I decide for a month I want to go away, I still have to pay my rent, right, Alex? But the idea here is if I stop using their services for a month, I don't have to pay. So let's say we were even doing NinjaTrader, right? And we wanted to use their services to host the software NinjaTrader on their machine, to have the operating system. What was the operating system we used, Alex? Do you remember for NinjaTrader?
Was it Windows?
Windows, right? We don't want to bother going, also having the lab. We want to have additional resources, right? We can have Windows there. We can have NinjaTrader. And it was very slow. We can say, you know what? We want to have faster computing power and we want to have more storage capability. We can do that. And instead of buying, owning, and maintaining the physical data centers and services, you can access Amazon's technology services, such as their computing power, storage, databases on a need basis from a cloud provider. And they're called then, in this case, you see this, Dan, Amazon Web Services. They just call it AWS. And then you can look at it is who's using cloud computing. And the whole idea of cloud computing here is many industries are using it. We know it all the time. Everything that we're using in this case is, Office 365. All of my emails are also cloud computing, but it's for data backup, disaster recovery, email, virtual desktops. Remember, we were doing it software. If we have a crew that's doing software development and testing, Anders, instead of doing it on my machines, do it on their machines is a possibility. Big data analytics, customer facing, if I want to develop big customer facing web applications, and they can do it for certain industries, financial services. They'll provide different things, healthcare. They'll provide certain security for HIPAA regulations, financial services. They'll provide for doing a number of banking acts and things like that, for power real-time fraud detection and prevention. It would take me a lot of resources. Here I can share those resources. Video game makers can use it for online games. And then you can see here, in this case, River, you can see the benefits of cloud computing. Doesn't this look like a possible question for the second exam, River? That when you think about it, of who's using cloud computing, what is cloud computing, what are its benefits, agility meaning what? Anders, what does agility mean? You got an idea? It's basically how you can move quickly.
Just give you like more easy ways of doing stuff.
Well, it's more than that, that you can move on a dime, that you're agile, right? That we can shift. Think about it. This whole generation AI, Anders, is what? It really is difficult, right, Anders, that we can think about it, is that you have to move quickly so you can deploy in a matter of minutes, because what's happening is if it takes you 6 months to deploy your new app, guess what, Anders? You're out of business. You have to be quick. So that's that benefit of cloud computing. I don't have to say, oh, put up a number of servers. Let's go ahead, Anders, if we were in business together, let's buy a number of computers, a number of hardware. It's going to be obsolete. You can deploy. Elasticity. What does it mean by elasticity? If I think about, Damien, what does elasticity mean? Have you heard of that? If something is elastic, it means what? That I can just think about like stretch it, or it can come back. So what does that mean? When we start in the beginning, Damien, together as a project, do we have any customers? We have 0 customers, right? But what are we going to do? We expect if we're going in business, we'll have more than 0. We'll have 100, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. So what are my resources going to be? Elastic. Maybe we're going to be selling something during the time of the Christmas season. And we have and then let's say in January, we're not selling, or maybe we're going to be doing something where it's skiing. So in this case, it may be ski locations. In the summer, maybe we're not using that as much, right? So I want it to be what? To be able to use less resources. I'm not going to say, Damien, let's sell some of our hardware. We've lost already. This way I can grow. Cost savings, deploy in minutes, and then there's the type of cloud computing they have. So basically what there are 3 types of cloud computing. One is infrastructure as a service. And what do we mean by infrastructure? Infrastructure, you can think about it, it means hardware. Think about dedicated hardware, think about data storage. That's called infrastructure, that's an I, as a service. So they use this acronym. You're going to need to know that acronym, but basically as a service means over the web. So basically when you think about it, on over the web, Ricardo, is as a service. You got that? So they call everything platform as a service. Platform, another term for platform is operating systems. So think about it, Ricardo. We use what? We use Windows for NinjaTrader, right? So instead of putting on every machine, if we had Mac, a number of Macs there, putting Windows on it, we could use then a platform as a service and basically directing AWS to say, give me, let's say, 40 machines with Windows. Software, then install software of what? Like NinjaTrader or others. So that's software as a service, and then you can see basically if you look at it, they have a marketplace. You can look at these. What I like to see is if I look at solutions, look at the solutions. They have artificial intelligence. So build powerful services, platforms, all of this. And what do they have? They have the data centers, and I'm going to be sharing with it. I can use it for data archiving from gigabytes to petabyte. I can use it for backup, blockchain, cloud. Look at all these. Data migration, all my analytics I can do with them, e-commerce, hybrid, Internet of Things, we talked about it, remote work for remote employees, contact center. I can use it then for scientific websites. And guess what? Who's their competitor? Is Microsoft. What's the name, Max, of their cloud computing? It's called Azure. Azure is theirs. Do they compete? Yes. Because when one has it, the other one has it. So AWS started this because basically when they started their own computing, they said, hey, we know how to be in the cloud. We're one of the first providers in the cloud. Let's sell our back-end services as a service. So here's the exact same thing. This would be great. In this case, Gabriella, a great way for an open-ended question for the next exam. What is cloud computing? What are its benefits? What are the cloud deployment types? And what are its models? And what are the uses? You see that? Similar, simply put, cloud computing, again, delivers computing services. And what does it deliver? Servers, hardware, storage, databases, networking, software, analytics, and intelligence. And what does the cloud mean? Over a browser. That's the whole idea. We're really used to it all the time. It's just basically services to anybody, max, from an individual to an entire organization. So basically, a university could use it, plus individuals if you started your own company. And then basically the top benefits, the same ones. Doesn't this look like they copied everyone? And then you have the types of computing. Basically, if I am very concerned about security, if I'm like the Department of Defense, I want to be a private cloud. That means don't put my data on any computer that I'm sharing with someone else. Maybe even put it in a separate location. So for instance, the Department of Defense, they may say, hey, I don't want the server in China. I don't want the server in Europe. I want the server somewhere in the United States, and maybe I want it close by, maybe I want it in Virginia. And in this case, the hybrid clouds and the public clouds. Public means that I am sharing it, in example, but I still have a password. Doesn't mean everybody can get to my information, but it's a little bit less secure. And if I have a combination, it's called what they call a hybrid cloud. And we talked about before, infrastructure as a service, platforms as a service, and software as a service. And then they have something called serverless, which basically is the cloud. I'll talk about that later, but it's almost like they call edge computing. And the uses, right, you can see streaming, audio, video, delivery, software on demand, creating, storing backup, analyzing my data. I can do this. So that is this part on my assignments. Anything on my chat I need to know, River?
No, we're all good.
Okay, so in that case, so I have this, and then for next week, I have my assignment, my due dates. So for next Wednesday, I have the second part of my final project. They're going to be 4 parts, and that's continuation of the Gen AI consulting company. I'm going to prove it today. And also, I want you to read chapter 14, which is artificial intelligence. You'll do the Wiley adaptive assignments and the quizzes there. That's for next Wednesday. And then next week, I'll give you additional readings on Gen AI as well. And then if you look at the assignment instructions, is the assignment instruction for the next part. The next part then becomes, what I want you to do is, the goal is to become competent with and showcase Gen AI tools. I want you to begin, since we're seeing this, is we have an academic relationship, like I told you, with Wix. And what I'd like you to start for Wednesday is do a draft version of Wix using their free version. Once we approve your free version, your first attempts, then we'll get a code next week where we can upgrade to their business plan, where we get a free domain name. So in this case, I want you to explore which apps I can do. I want you to be an expert on those apps and launch a live website representing your project objectives. And you can look here on how to create it. This goes step by steps on how you want to go through it for this week, for this time, and you'll place then the link in your audit section showing what your website is, so we can look at it. We can all look at it. We can give each other feedback, and also especially I can do it as well. Okay, questions? Before I go into having everybody present their project proposals, I would like to talk about exam one. Exam one is broken up into two parts. You have the multiple choice and you have the open-ended. Both count 10%, each count 10% of your grade. Your multiple choice, I have curved. The highest score was 51, and basically I've curved it from 40 and above is in the range of A, and 30 to 39 is a B. On your regular part, on your open-ended, that goes from 100%, 20 was the greatest amount, so you can compute then your percentage out of 20. And that's a straight curve of 90 to 100, 80 to 89 is a B. Okay? And if you have any issues about your grades or want to discuss it, we'll do it after the class. Anything, River, on the chat that I need to talk about? I think we're set, right?
Someone asked if like the multiple or the extended answers were curved.
No, they're straight. So the open-ended are not curved. The multiple choice were. And the open-ended were done. Okay, and then they're combined. Each is 10%. You can think about 50% each for that. Anything else? And if there are any questions on it, you can see me after class. Okay, so let's do this. Let's share the system. So, Andres, do you want to help me then with the groups in terms of go to the audit section, and let me just check with the audit section myself. Am I in the audit? Right, that if I go back to my audit, right? So Parker, are you the only one in your group? Is Parker here?
No, there's 4 of us altogether.
So why is there only one person listed?
I made the folder. I don't know if everyone in my group had added their
Well,
names.
no, folks, we don't need to spend time on this, right, Parker? We all know what we can do. So in this case, why don't you fix that up, and then we can go to, in this case, Parker, go ahead and edit, and I'll come back to you at the end. So let's start with group 2. Damien, Noah, and Bianca. Is that the group? So who wants to go and explain it? So we'll take just a few minutes and just go through it, and I'll give you some hints, some things. So in group 2, Damien, you want to go through what you're doing?
Sure, I can.
Or someone? So let's go.
So our first one was a job-seeking consulting company that just like help students find employment or what's it called? Well, find employment on campus or over the summer whenever they need.
Okay.
And help their careers.
Okay, and what are you going to be focusing on in that? Because that's broad.
Just ways to like help like resume building and LinkedIn and all that stuff, and job searching, finding specific tailored stuff for them.
And enhance interview skills. What I can see you using and this could be for other groups. When I'm giving feedback to this group, I'm giving feedback to everybody. But you can think about it is interview skills is actually showing how some of these AI can help you do interview skill preparation and can give you feedback, can even give you, there's some that can give you feedback on your body language, on it and helping that. So that would be good, okay? And what's the second one?
This one is more of like an HR one, so to help HR managers keep track of body training and all that stuff.
Okay. Which one does your group like better?
We're down for either.
Okay.
I
like the first one better because everybody can relate to it. You understand? Because not everyone is going to be a human resource manager. So I approve. And in this case, can you do me a favor, Andres? And under theirs of the job seeking, just put in like an asterisk approved by Dr. Rushnick or Dr. Rush. Andres?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So that you understand, I want the project that you should do is what most people in your group or everyone in your group can relate to. So everyone can take a part of this. Everybody can be part of the interviewing skills of showing this. Everybody can be a part and even take your own work, possibly, and use your own work as a possibility on that. Okay, so I like that one. Okay, then the next one is group 3. Louisa, Ava, and Nathan. Let's go for it. You guys here?
Yeah,
Okay, who's doing it?
I can do it.
Okay. So which ones do you have?
Okay, so first one is Market Edge Communications. It's a consulting company. And so the business type is small to medium-sized enterprises, including digital agencies, e-commerce platforms, and consumer product brands.
Mm-hmm. And I see the solutions and the target. And what's the second one?
And then the second one is Small Retail Solutions. It helps retail businesses enhance their operations and customer experience through technology.
Mm-hmm. Okay, which do you guys like best?
Whichever one you prefer. We like both of them.
Okay, I'd go for the marketing.
Okay.
Because I think then in terms of retail, not everybody's into retail, but everybody can use marketing. And there's so many different types of marketing. There's social media that you're all involved in. You can think about using different blogs and things in terms of social media, using content, even, and then even like the chat, Jasper and the chat GPTs, you can get more specialized in certain ways in which you can use for marketing. So I like number one better. So if you can do that, Andres, and put for proposal one for this group, my
Yeah.
approval. Okay? And then I guess their own groups can do it too. Okay, so we got that. Group 3, group 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5. Okay, so one thing about 5 is we have to figure out, I want each person to be involved in the apps. So I just don't want 2 people to do the apps or 3 people to do the apps. I want everybody to be involved. That's the only issue with 5. So what have we chosen? Who's going to be doing group 4 for me?
I can present proposal
Okay.
1.
Okay. So what is proposal 1?
Proposal 1 is for the real estate market. So our
Okay.
name is AI Realty Solutions, and
Okay.
it aims to empower real estate professionals with AI tools to improve client engagement and sales.
Okay.
So some of the solutions are like some AI toolkits, such as like a visual or a virtual 3D property tour.
Okay. Does anybody in your group have Matterport?
That's what's included. It's Matterport.
Okay,
As
but
AI.
does anyone in your group have access to Matterport?
I do.
Okay, you do. Okay.
I do.
And how do you have? Are you in a realty company or what?
Yeah, I'm a real estate major, and so
Okay.
my internship over the summer. was
Okay, and are you an agent or?
No, not yet.
Okay, you're going to. Okay, so you have access to it. Okay,
I do.
and that's good. You have access to that realty company.
I do.
Okay, so maybe you can work with them even in showing some of the things that they need. I think that'd be great, and using Jasper, and even I would do Gen AI, Chat GPT and others, and also for their marketing end. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the second?
Jasper AI was for marketing.
Yeah, right. Okay. And what's the second one?
Does anyone else want to do that one?
Who came up with that? What is it?
I can present. So
Okay.
it will be like a company that will be helping small businesses and startups to like get customers, and they will do that by using market trend analyzer,
Mm-hmm.
and then in there they will start like asking customers what they like. I thought about a cafe maybe, and like start asking how popular will like different type of milks maybe they customers are ordering nowadays, since like popularity for almond milk, oat milk, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah,
Okay.
that
Okay,
was,
and which one do you like better? Gabriella, was this your idea?
yeah.
So maybe since you have 5 and you decide on that, have one be on the second idea and one on the real estate. What do you want to do? What do you guys think? I'll approve both of them, and you have to decide which one do you want to do as a whole of 5 people to a group. I'm just concerned a little bit if everybody may not be interested in real estate. So what do you think, Gabriella?
I like both ideas. Maybe we need to both like and also look for the most convenient for all of us, and then we just like take.
Okay,
sides.
but I'm approving both. You need to work on it already. You have to decide by tonight what
Okay.
you're gonna do, because you're gonna need to already work on finding those apps, and also creating a website, or you divide it up in two and then changing. Okay? Group 5.
Okay.
Alexandria, Isabel, Jason, and Ellie. What's up?
I can present the first proposal.
Okay, what's the first?
So the idea for the first proposal is for the company to improve wealth management operations through integrating AI, through like using chatbots and turning jobs that don't need real people to, operate them, just turning that over to AI.
Uh-huh.
And also using like artificial intelligence
Yeah.
data analysis tools to
Okay.
provide optimal feedback and stuff.
Okay, and I see the second one is real estate, right?
Yeah.
So what do you guys prefer?
I don't think we have a clear preference as of now. I think I put the first one just because I thought that's what we preferred, but they can go either
No,
way.
yeah, we prefer the first one.
Okay, so then put approved. You guys even can put it. Andres doesn't have to do. Put on your proposal 1. Put down below that I've approved that. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that but everyone needs to be involved. You know what I mean in getting to know those, and then you can even use the same things of those chat GPTs. You can really get into depth where you have a couple people working on that, or everybody working on that in creating templates, what kind of questions you want to get, and actually show detail in it of what people need to say. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so I think that's good. So in that case, we were on group 5. Let's go to group 6, which is Jose, Maria, and Emily. So what's
Okay, so the first one is a consulting group, a consulting firm, and basically we aim to, through Gen AI, give tools to enhance the efficiency, the communication, and also the decision making in the companies. And the solution would be like to program some tailored strategies for each businesses, optimize their operations, and help them like manage information and like organize that information to make good decisions.
Okay, and for instance, did you check it's Monday.com? Do they have a free version?
Yeah,
You've checked to see if it's free?
yeah, and the same with Power BI.
Okay, Power BI you can do. Okay, and what's the second one?
Second one is it's about marketing solutions.
Okay.
And
These are good too, right? Like ChatGPT,
like,
Hootsuite, Canva. Yeah. So this is good too. So what do you guys prefer?
we like both, so yeah, we're okay with both.
I'm thinking maybe number 2 would be more suitable for everybody in your group.
Sure.
What do you think? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Power BI and so forth is, and Monday is more, that is not as prevalent as something like everybody can use proposal 2. So put in your group that I give you approval for proposal 2.
Okay.
Okay? So that's group 6. Okay, so that was then Jose, Maria, and Emily. And what about group 7? I see there's 5 people in group 7 with Alex, Ella, Emily, Gabrielle, and Max. So what do we got there? Who's going to do that for me?
I can read them.
Okay.
So our first one is affluent marketing consulting for small to medium businesses.
Okay. Similar to
optimize.
Right. So it's similar to what the other one was, the marketing. And what's the second one? Wealthwise.
Yeah, it's similar. It's also consulting, but it's for asset financial management.
Okay. So which one do you prefer for your group? Or do you want to break it up since you're 5? break up those that want to do marketing and break up the other one that wants to do wealth.
Okay.
I'm asking you, not
Oh.
okay.
I mean, we're okay with either of them.
Okay, but what's your preference?
The first one.
Okay, which is I think so too. I think the first one, because it's going to be generic. Okay. All right. And then, what's next? What's my next group? What's the next one? Andres, what's the next one?
Group 8.
Yeah, so we got group 7, and now we got group 8 with Kareem, Eli, River, and Daniela. Okay. So what are yours?
Yeah, our first one, they're both real estate, but the first one's more like, it's like AI to find like potential properties for like investments and stuff.
Uh-huh. And what's the
So, like,
second one?
The second one's more like on the consumer side of real estate, like helping tenants like find places that are like more like eco-friendly, like finding, like furniture and properties.
But what products are you going to use for the second one? I see here Agora, and what else?
We're still looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second one, they're very similar. The second one's more just about being more sustainable.
Uh-huh. What do you?
They're both just looking at looking at property real
Okay,
estate.
and you have how many people in your group? 3?
4 of us.
4 of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to do 2 of you working on one end and the other, or you want to do one proposal and look at the same end?
I mean, if we do it as 2 and 2, we can have it as the same business model, but then just kind of have a subsector.
Yeah.
With sustainability.
Yeah. So maybe it's
Yeah,
like Next Gen Realty with one subsidiary working on the sustainability.
Okay, we can do that. That works.
But do you want to? I don't want to. You understand? I don't want to think that you're.
I think it's a good idea.
If they're done, yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah,
we should do it.
Yeah,
what?
That works.
And then you can even switch on back and forth on it. It doesn't mean that you always have to have the same 2 people on each. But I think it's kind of like in a different end to it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So
Okay.
let's say so say you approve on both, that you combine them into one company.
Okay, sounds good.
So that way you can have it, but you can make it. You can have links to one and the other. You could have 2 websites. You know what I mean? Maybe have 2 websites and say you're under, and then company or something like that, and you have to link to them.
Okay, that works.
Okay, I think that's great. Okay, and the last group is group 9, right, Andres?
Yeah.
So group 9, right, which is Alex and who? Ricardo?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we doing here?
So the first proposal is real estate.
Okay.
So it's basically a real estate service that targets beginners to make like investment decisions, and it's all using AI and online databases.
Okay. Aren't these databases free? Like I see here, use AI tools like House Canary and Matchvisor.
Yeah, those are the biggest ones. I know Matchvisor for sure. I have it right here.
Is that free? Do they have like a free version?
Yeah, you just need to get an account.
Okay.
And then Canary and AI, I need to look more into it because it has a wait list. So I'll try to look into that.
Okay. So did you join the wait list already?
Not yet. I'm looking.
Okay, and we'll join the wait list anyways, and then you know what I mean. You always don't have to use it for your project. And what's the next one? The proposal 2.
The second one is like working with universities for job-seeking students and using AI for the students to create their
resumes, LinkedIn, and
So it's the same thing, kind of almost like career for university students.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So which one do you guys like better? How many are you in your group?
Only
It's just us two.
Yeah. So so not a lot of decision making you have to do, but what you know what I mean. But what do you want to do? What do you think?
I personally prefer the real estate one, but I think we need to look into the AI programs before making the decision. So
Yeah. The only thing is, are you both real estate majors or in finance?
No, I'm not.
What are you into, Alex?
I'm doing accounting.
Accounting. Well, accounting's going to be with finance and with real estate too. So you guys, I'll approve both, and you guys decide tonight or the next day. You know what I mean? Which one you want to do? You know what I'm saying, Alex?
Okay.
If you're with accounting, you can kind of do it. With the financial analysis part. It's the question is, do you want that to be? You want to take that with you? When you understand, everybody, what I'm telling you is I'm asking you, I want you to say, hey, can I take this with me after the class is done? Do you understand that, Parker? Can I take that along with me? And so that's the question. Is it going to be too, because I want not just that you're using Zillow, because everybody can use Zillow, right? But what are you going to be teaching somebody? And who's this going to be for, your first case? It's going to be for the realtor? Is it going to be for the investor? Is it going to be just somebody looking for properties?
Well, this is targeted to individual investors and also like small real estate firms.
Yeah, okay. So you have to see what is available now and how you can use Gen AI to help like those investors and help those, and it may be insert, and help those people.
Yeah, my idea with this was mostly like the online database is just for research purposes, but then the financial analysis is done mostly by AI, and then we can just create a report and send it to the consumer or the investor.
Mm-hmm. That's the key here on the second one is easier to do.
Yeah.
And that's what you know what I mean. And the second one, you can do it for yourself, right? Put yourselves as examples of like what would an accounting major, what do they need to do. You also could contact basically headhunters or companies. What kind of, you maybe could reach out to them and kind of have a feel for what kind of Gen AI tools are the skills are they looking for those types. And you're a real estate major, Ricardo?
I'm actually not, but I'm graduating this semester and looking into
real estate. Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, you're gonna need to decide on it tonight. That's the only thing, and I just think number one is more difficult to kind of project of what are you doing different, because people say, oh, I know what an online database is. I know what Zillow is, but how are you going to incorporate that you're going to be consulting on this and giving videos on it, to show, hey, these are ways to do like Gen AI and so forth. So I'm a little bit inclined to do proposal 2 with you, that you may be able to, that it may be, Alex, more generic for you kind of to do, but you decide. I'll let you decide. Okay, and then I need group 1, right, Parker? Right, you want to go for it, Parker?
I can do the first proposal.
Okay, what is it?
It was the studying like consultants where we help students and basically like taking their notes or whatever. And
okay, right. I remember we talked about it, right? And then I would even add into that notebook, Google Notebook.
Yeah, we were gonna use that.
Right. And what was number 2?
Number 2. Find it because I don't have it up. I think it was
small jet. Yeah, it was small jet. I like number 1.
Yeah, I think we were gonna do number 1.
Yeah, I like number 1. So put approved. Parker, put approved on
Okay.
your proposal 1.
I will.
Okay? So I think we, have that. Let me just, let's do attendance. Let me start checking, and 2817. You want to put in the chat? River, you want to put in the chat 2817?
Sure.
Second hasn't opened.
What?
Second isn't available yet. It's not open.
Oh, it isn't? 2817? Oh, thank you. Extra credit. Oh, God. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me do it again. It's the wrong number. Bear with me. Let's see. Okay. Start check-in 4085. You want to put it in, River? 4085. Everybody get it? So I'm looking forward to it. And we'll talk on Monday, start putting it together, go to Wix, play around with it, look at the instructions. Those of you who are even doing a first pass can even put it into your folder so we can look at it, okay? And stay with me if you have extra questions about anything else that's personal, okay? Let me just stop.
Thank you, Dr. Rush.
My pleasure. I'm gonna stop.
Thank you. I had a question.
Sure, I'm gonna stop recording, okay?
It was just so like the grades in PowerPoint aren't curved yet, or not PowerPoint, sorry, in Blackboard.
No, they're
yet,
not,
right?
no. These
So
are
when
your raw scores.
Okay, so when did the curved grades go in?
At the end of when I do my grading.
Okay.
It's
Perfect.
part of my
Thank
grade, but you know what it'll be. Do you understand?
Okay. Yeah.
You understand?
Thank
You know how you did, okay?
Alright.
But I wanted to give you a sense. I curve at the end, but that'll be basically my curve. You know, once we get everything together, I curve. And also max in terms of class participation, you know, and things like that we have. Okay?
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Pleasure. Okay.
Dr. Rush, I had a similar question to that,
What?
but you just answered it. So can you just go over what the score breakdown was again?
Yeah, for the multiple choice, it was approximately between 40 to 51 is in the A range, and then 30 to 39 are in the B range.
Okay.
And in the second part, it hasn't been curved.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And each is 10%, Alex. You got it equal weighted.
Did you already do the attendance?
Yeah, but let me get you. It's 4085. What?
Sorry?
4085, I believe. Try it. If not, I'll get you. Let me just share my screen. 4085, did you try it? Bianca, did you get it in?
Yeah, yes, it just worked for me. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. Anything else? Anyone else with the ID?
Yeah, I have a question. It's
Yeah.
Ellie.
So, is it
Some
about
reason,
attendance?
No, it's not attendance.
Okay, so I can close attendance, or I can.
Yeah.
Let me end.
I
check.
just had a.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Let me just stop.
I think I emailed you about it, but for assignment 4. For some reason, I have a 10 out of 30.
Okay.
But all the other assignments were graded out of 10
Okay.
points, so I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Ellie, did I tell you to contact Daniel?
You said to contact Daniel or just stay in after.
Yeah, well, I wanted you to, I'm sorry, I wasn't clear. Ellie, do me a favor. Contact Daniel and see what is the reasoning. And if there's sometimes what happened is some people submitted their spreadsheets, but somehow he couldn't read it or something like that. So find out from him what was the reasoning. And
Okay,
then, and if there's something that you can resubmit, tell him that I give you permission to resubmit.
Okay, also, was assignment 4 out of 30 points?
I'm not sure. You'll have to check. I think so. But check with him. Okay? Because they did the grading on those parts.
Okay.
So, but I want to make sure. That's why I said stay after class. Check with Ellie. Ellie, check with Daniel. And then see what was the issue. And tell him that I'll give you a couple of days to resubmit if there was just an issue that, you know, he didn't get it. Sometimes the file didn't come in or he couldn't read it. The file was corrupted or something like that. Okay, Ellie?
Can you put Daniel's email in chat, please? So
Well, do you see him? You go to the audit area, Logan.
The audit area?
Yeah, go now to the audit area. Are you there, Logan?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, you see group 0?
Yes.
You see Daniel's email there?
Yep, I got you.
Okay.
And for the one of my digital assignments, no, the first one's the digital assignments. Assignment 3, it says it can't be opened.
So
should I send a picture so you can see it?
No. Get up. You can't open the file.
I can.
Okay, so what you need to do is that you need to save it again, see if you can open it, and then submit it, resubmit it. But contact Daniel and tell him you're resubmitting this file, that you can open it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Do you understand that you can open it? That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it was that they couldn't open it or whatever. But that may be a computer type of glitch or something when you upload it. So upload another version of your current version and then contact him and said you uploaded, that you spoke to me and you uploaded another version and that they should
thank you so much.
They should regrade. Okay, Logan?
Got you. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, what else? Who else do I need? Who's next?
I was just gonna ask if the last 2 classes I was absent, but would they be excused absences?
Yeah, let me change it right now. Right?
Okay,
Because they should be excused, right?
It just says absent for me. But,
okay, but sometimes when you're not there, I don't update. So let me do it now. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Let's look at it. What's your last name, Sophia? With the V. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So let me do for these last 2. So excused, update. You got it, and this one too.
Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, thanks for reminding me. You know, when you don't come, it just doesn't record. It's not intelligent to know that you had the proper documentation. It should do it for you, right? That's what we want next, is that it does, AI does the updates too. Okay.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Okay. All right, Ricardo, what's up?
I just wanted more feedback on the proposals.
Okay, let me just see if Bianca, what did you want to talk about? Let me stop.
I'm so sorry, but I think I went to the bathroom when you were talking about the curve for the test.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, so the curve for the test is each part is considered 10%. So if you have the open-ended, right? That's out of 20, and the first part is curve 40 and above is an A.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's all I need, right?
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Okay, take care. Take care. And okay, so Ricardo, so let's talk about so it's the question what I want is I want you, number one,
Mm-hmm.
to be proficient, and that you could display your proficiency, and that you could give it basically consulting services to someone, to a business or to people.
Yeah.
And you could take it and say, hey, listen, I'm finished with my job, and listen, even you could do it part-time, right? This is what I can do. Or you go to a job and say, hey, listen, look what I have and look what I know.
Yes.
So
the
it's
idea.
so it's the idea for me, and then also what is your interest, right, of what you're going to do in the future to give you that. So if I were hiring, a lot of times what it is that not just what your grades were, but what can you do for me, right? Or what can you do for others? And this whole Gen AI process since it's so burgeoning and it's so new, most experienced business people don't even know what to do. It's impossible.
Yeah, so that's exactly the route I wanted to go. I'm graduating right now, and I'm like looking into getting into real estate investment companies right now. And this job is basically done all by humans, like actually looking through the database, just making the numbers, running the numbers through Excel, and
Right.
making investment decisions. So I wanted to see if I could implement the newer AI
Right.
real estate tools into these to basically just
Right.
make those decisions with data.
So do you know any of these real estate investment firms?
Yeah, I do know too. I actually interned for one, and it's all done manually. Like I spent hours in Excel just punching numbers.
Right. So something like taking some of the things that you did and doing like co-pilot with Excel and even doing some templates that you would automate. I'm just
Mhm.
thinking of what you could present and then showing how you the end product and how to do some of these things. Yeah, because usually what yeah.
Yeah, pretty much my idea was optimize this whole process of
Right. Automate it.
looking in.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have
looking
humans
into-
beyond that. They're natural humans that would add on to it, right? And they would edit it in process.
Yeah, and I especially targeted for individual investors who are beginners or small companies,
Right.
because it gives you the exact insight into, okay, this might be a good investment. I should spend more time looking into it, or
Yeah.
this is not actually the investment I'm looking for,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
should move.
So the question is how can you bring your partner, who's an accounting major, to showcase that as well?
Yeah, I guess probably through most of the financial analysis, because it's pretty
Right.
much functional in Excel.
Right. That he can showcase basically his Excel skills.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? And start basically looking at a lot of the Excel Copilot and being familiar with Copilot with Excel and doing that.
Also, I didn't add it into the proposal, but we're gonna use ChatGPT and Copilot and
Yeah,
Gemini.
I would do it especially for both of it, and then it's generic too. That if you didn't decide not just the investment, then let's say, hey, I don't want to do investment, I got another job. What was your major?
I'm a management and finance major.
Right. So in the finance and management, So I would definitely, if you're going with this part, is also specialize in what Copilot with Excel can, and even the ChatGPT of asking certain questions. See if the ChatGPT, if you looked at ChatGPT Plus.
I don't have a plus version, but I would look into it.
Yeah, maybe in the
just
plus.
got into the wait list for the other one.
Yeah, see, I'm a student. And then maybe even there where I'm a student, maybe on the other ones, is invite them to be a guest speaker.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Do that. Say Dr. Russian, you can even give my name, has academic partnerships with a number of companies, and we'd like to invite you, and we have online. We have our classes online. You can give the time of the day. We'd love to invite you to talk about your product. in class
Yeah,
and
for
get,
this
and
one,
give
Canary AI, they
what?
ask like a small survey. So I'm like putting exactly that in the class.
But actually invite him, and you can use my name. Use Dr. Sarah Rushinick. Is inviting guest speakers, and we'd like you to be a guest speaker and give them the dates. We don't want to do next week. Maybe say we don't want to be too far, right? We want to do before maybe the 18th, or maybe the 20th after the class, or before. This way you can do it. Is within the next 2 weeks. We'd like to invite you, and we have an academic relationship partnerships with a number of companies, and we're doing it, exploring Gen AI
Okay,
application.
I'll make sure to email them and maybe
Email,
get
and then you can email them, and then you can CC it to me.
I will.
You know what I mean? And then that already, and you can invite them already to, and then you can say that we're, business class looking at Gen AI. A number of us are real estate and finance majors. We have a real interest, and we'd like to see that, and we're graduating now. We'd like to have the skills, in the future.
Yeah, there's definitely very few like real estate AI tools. So
Right. They've been in a lot of ways. Like a lot of the real estate agents are very non-digital. Are not that. And I hate to say it, but anybody coming, especially a lot of the foreign, right? What can I do? I can sell real estate. I'll sell it to Brazilians from Brazil. I can sell it to the Spaniards. You know what I mean? Or
yeah,
everybody kind
it's
of.
all pretty old school at
What?
the moment.
What?
The whole like real estate industry, it's all pretty old school at the moment.
Yeah,
Like,
right. And a lot of people going to it aren't but they could. Those people could actually use your services. You
yeah,
could that's why you could even have it as a side business. Even in the beginning. Of giving services, and then once you get to know them, they could hire you for other things, or even you can make that as. I think you can make it as a real business. Just even helping. They don't even know much about ChatGPT. Or Copilot, or using. With Excel, you saw you worked at that investment firm. They were doing stuff manually.
yeah.
So you could really add something. So did I help?
Yeah, so for the idea, apart from emailing them and filling the survey for Canary AI,
Right.
just focus more on Copilot and what it can do for the financial analysis part in Excel.
I would do parts of it and and since you did the interview, you know what types of spreadsheets they used before, and what parts of that could you automate.
For sure. Okay, I'll look
You know what I
into
mean?
that.
So and then for your teammate, it would also be useful, and then you could have some even like spreadsheet. You could show them things about Copilot, and then they could put some reports, some descriptions where they could have it.
Yeah, I'll talk
Reporting.
with Jason.
You know what I mean? Because in some ways, it's really good that you're only two people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's easier to take decisions and like
And get it going. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, it turns out with the bigger groups, only two people ended up doing most of the work.
Yeah.
And the other three kind of it was more of a pain getting them to come. You know what I mean? Now they didn't show up. You know what it's like, right?
Yeah, I'll speak with him and look into Copilot and
look into Copilot and what you can do with Copilot, what you can do with description, what you can do with a number of even reports, and what they need to do in terms of what they need to do in helping those investment firms.
Yeah.
And it may even be in terms of what they need for maybe even the side of marketing. Or working with others, or.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, but we need to make decisions quickly here, because we only have 4 weeks, basically. You know what I mean? Until we come out and so forth.
Yeah, no, I'll look into this tonight.
Right, looking in tonight and kind of work with Jason. And the beauty here is you don't have to meet physically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you can share, so you can create it. So next week you can already start, and then you can make changes. sometimes what you can do, and you can even ask, you know, ChatGPT and others to help you. Ask it, make them as another team member, exactly. And say, hey, this is what we want to do. You have suggestions on what software I should look at, suggestions on whatever you want. And you can ask a number of them. You can ask Gemini Live. You can ask, you know, a number of ask them the same questions and see how they, and then you get the input there. Make them, that's even beauty. You can even have a couple of them be two team members. You can ask 2 or 3 of them to be in the, you expand your team members and they may be more useful than another student. Okay. All right.
And then I had one small question about the grades.
Okay, what did you get? So what is
I got a 51. I'm guessing with the
you got a 51.
Yeah.
In which one? In the multiple choice?
Yes.
Perfect. So you got A+ on that. Okay. Great. Perfect. And how'd you do on the open-ended?
20 out of 20.
So you got basically 100.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did the best in the class. Okay, so so when it's the curve, you'll be up there, and then also with your project, you're geared for, you know, a good grade. But more than that, what I want is that you have something to bring out of it rather than just a good grade, because a lot of people have good grades. It's all inflated, you know. So what does that matter? If I'm an investment firm, I don't really care what grade you got. How can you help me? Right? How can you get me better investments? You can get me better investments, right?
And that's why I wanted to gear the project towards that area.
Yeah. Okay, if you can. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you again.
All right.
Have a good day.
Okay. Ciao, ciao.